Russia and Iran have launched hypersonic missiles at Israel, marking a significant escalation in an already volatile region. The catalyst for this aggressive action was the untimely death of Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash, which has been controversially linked to an Israeli agent allegedly serving as the pilot. This incident has sent ripples through the international community, raising tensions to unprecedented levels and sparking a flurry of reactions from global leaders and defense experts. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. The death of President Raisi was a tragic event that shook Iran to its core. Raisi, known for his hardline stance and close ties with both Russia and China, had been a polarizing figure in Iranian politics. His sudden death in a helicopter crash came as a shock, and the subsequent revelation that an Israeli agent was involved as the pilot added fuel to the fire of conspiracy theories and allegations. Iran's government, already suspicious and hostile towards Israel, saw this as a deliberate act of aggression and an assassination rather than a mere accident. In response to this perceived act of war, Iran, in collaboration with Russia, decided to take immediate and drastic action. The decision to launch hypersonic missiles was not made lightly. It represented a significant escalation and a direct challenge to Israel's security and military prowess. Hypersonic missiles, known for their incredible speed and maneuverability, present a formidable challenge for existing missile defense systems. Their deployment against Israel signifies a new era of military confrontation, with the potential for severe repercussions not only for the involved countries, but also for the broader Middle East and global stability. The missiles struck various strategic targets across Israel, causing widespread destruction and chaos. The immediate aftermath saw significant damage to military installations, infrastructure, and tragically, civilian areas as well. The Israeli government, taken by surprise by the speed and precision of the attacks, scrambled to respond. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the attack, calling it an unprovoked act of war, and vowed retaliation. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, were put on high alert, and a state of emergency was declared across the nation. The international community reacted swiftly to the crisis. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, condemned the missile strikes and pledged full support to Israel. President Joe Biden, in a televised address, stated that the United States would stand by Israel and assist in any way necessary. The European Union and NATO also issued statements condemning the attacks and calling for immediate de-escalation and dialogue. However, the geopolitical complexities of the situation meant that not all reactions were aligned. China and other nations with closer ties to Iran and Russia took a more measured approach, urging for restraint on all sides and emphasizing the need for diplomatic solutions. The missile strikes have highlighted the fragile nature of the balance of power in the Middle East. Israel, with its advanced military capabilities and robust defense systems, had considered itself relatively secure against conventional threats. However, the advent of hypersonic missile technology and its deployment by adversaries like Iran and Russia has exposed vulnerabilities that were previously unconsidered. This development has significant implications for Israel's national security strategy and its future defense planning. Inside Iran, the death of President Raisi and the subsequent missile strikes have had a unifying effect on a country often divided by political and social issues. The Iranian leadership, led by Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has used the incident to galvanize public opinion against Israel, portraying the missile strikes as a justified response to an act of treachery. State media has been filled with rhetoric about avenging Raisi's death and defending Iran's sovereignty, further inflaming public sentiment and rallying support for the government's actions. Russia's involvement in the missile strikes has also drawn significant attention and concern. The Kremlin's decision to support and participate in such a provocative military action reflects its broader strategic interests in the region. For Russia, backing Iran against Israel serves multiple purposes. It strengthens its alliance with Iran, counters U.S. influence in the Middle East, and showcases its military capabilities. President Vladimir Putin, known for his assertive foreign policy, has framed the missile strikes as a necessary measure to support an ally and maintain regional stability. However, this move has further strained Russia's relations with Western nations and complicated its diplomatic standing. Defense experts and analysts around the world are closely monitoring the situation, offering various perspectives on the implications of the missile strikes. Some see this as a game-changing moment in military technology and warfare, highlighting the growing importance of hypersonic weapons. Others warn of the dangers of escalation and the potential for a broader conflict that could draw in multiple nations and lead to a devastating regional war. There is a consensus, however, that this incident represents a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East and will likely have long-term consequences. In Israel, the public reaction has been one of shock and anger. The sudden and unexpected nature of the missile strikes, coupled with the considerable damage and loss of life, has left the nation reeling. Vigils and memorials for the victims have been held across the country, with calls for unity and resilience in the face of aggression. The Israeli government has been quick to reassure its citizens, emphasizing that measures are being taken to bolster national defense and prevent further attacks. The IDF has been mobilized, and retaliatory strikes against Iranian and Russian interests are widely anticipated. The broader implications of this incident are profound. For one, it underscores the volatility of the Middle East and the ease with which tensions can escalate into open conflict. The use of advanced military technology, such as hypersonic missiles, adds a new dimension to these conflicts, making them more unpredictable and potentially more destructive. Additionally, the involvement of major powers like Russia complicates the situation further, introducing the risk of a broader international confrontation. Diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation are underway, with various nations and international organizations calling for restraint and dialogue. The United Nations has convened an emergency session to address the crisis, with Secretary General Antonio Guterres urging all parties to step back from the brink and engage in constructive negotiations. However, the deep-seated animosities and complex alliances in the region make a quick resolution unlikely. For Israel, the priority now is to strengthen its defenses and seek assurances from its allies. The United States has already begun to provide additional military support, including advanced missile defense systems and intelligence sharing arrangements. Israel's defense industry is also ramping up efforts to develop countermeasures against hypersonic threats, recognizing that this technology represents a significant challenge to its traditional security paradigm. Iran, meanwhile, is likely to continue its defiant stance, leveraging the incident to consolidate internal support and project strength externally. The death of President Raisi, while a significant loss, has been framed by the Iranian leadership as a rallying point for national unity and resistance against perceived external threats. The collaboration with Russia not only enhances Iran's military capabilities, but also signals its determination to assert its influence in the region. Russia's role in the crisis is multifaceted. On one hand, it seeks to reaffirm its strategic alliance with Iran and counter Western influence in the Middle East. On the other, it must navigate the diplomatic fallout from its involvement in such a provocative act. The Kremlin's decision to participate in the missile strikes reflects its broader geopolitical ambitions, but it also risks further isolating Russia on the international stage. As the situation continues to unfold, the world watches with bated breath. The potential for further escalation remains high, and the repercussions of this incident are likely to be felt for years to come. For now, the focus is on preventing a full-scale war and finding a path to de-escalation. However, the deep-seated tensions and rivalries in the region mean that any resolution will be complex and fraught with challenges. In the midst of this crisis, there are also voices calling for peace and dialogue. Various non-governmental organizations, peace activists, and international mediators are working tirelessly to bring the parties to the negotiating table. They emphasize the human cost of conflict and the need for a sustainable and peaceful resolution. While their efforts face significant obstacles, they represent a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak situation. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what's your reaction to Russia and Iran's hypersonic missiles launched at Israel? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.